Alright guys, welcome back. Half-Fast 719. Got some work happening right now. Kid texted me that his wheels are coming today. So FedEx will be delivering some wheels. I got this side. I got this side tore apart. Yeah, grease has seen better days, so I might go see if I can get some bearings. Or I might clean these up. They look a little burnt. So I might just put new bearings. You can see all this is all dry. Freaking kids. Anyway, to pull that out, to pull this out for the locker, for the manual locking thingy-majigger, you gotta pull all these screws out. The size is, for this truck, man, I can't remember, it's like 9. Oh, let me go look, because you guys might want to know this, because the standard Allen wrench set doesn't come with it. Yeah, so I have all these Allen wrenches, right? So also tools, I got 1/16, 5/64, 3/32, 1/8, 5/32, 3/16. So it's not 3/16, it's not 5/32, so it's in between 1/8 and 5/32. Sorry, getting all this crap dirty, man. I hate working on it. Oh no. Anyway, so I have this set here, this Stanley set that I bought, man, 20 years ago at Walmart, and it comes with a 9/64, and that's the size. So 4 millimeters too big, 3 millimeters too small, so maybe 3.5 millimeter, which I do have 3.5 millimeters somewhere back there. Anyway, so 9/64 Allen wrench is what you'll need to get those off for this truck, or maybe 3.5 millimeter. And then I just took a punch and a hammer, punched all the lug studs out, which I think we might have to get new lug studs, but I'm going to take these, clean these up, and probably sandblast them once I get the other side off. Anyway, get back to this. So once you get your 9/64, I think is what it was, you have to pull this circlip off. Just dig in there with a pick. I had 2 picks. I had this 90-degree pick and a little bent pick. And then you got your other little, I don't even know what these are called. Another circlip, snap ring, I guess you can call it. Snap ring with some snap ring pliers. You pull that one off. You can pull that one off however you want. I just screwed 2 of the bolts back in, slid it out. It's kind of tight because there's no grease. It's dry. If you can see all that junk. Anyway, it's dry, so I got to clean all this up. I'll probably just let it soak in some parts cleaner. Anyways, I was using some of that for the lug studs. I was using some Purple Power, or not Purple Power, Super Clean, and it choked me up. So anyway, and then you have your little things. So this one went on first, I believe. It's kind of tapered. I could be wrong. And then this is the little locking thing. I think it's supposed to have a pin in it somewhere, or maybe, oh, this, sorry guys, it's all nasty, but, so there's a pin in this one. So yeah, this one goes on first when you put it back together. Then this washer, it'll line up with one of those pins, and then this one you tighten it down. So I'm going to bring one of these to the parts store with me when I go get bearings, and try to get a socket for it so I can tighten it. This side was loose, so I just took this punch and I just went around and they just spun out. So anyway, yeah, so it's an 11 millimeter to get the brake caliper off, the whatever you call that thing, the hose. banjo bolt. It's an 11 millimeter, 2 copper washers. These brakes are the weirdest brakes I've ever seen. I've never seen brakes like this. But basically, yeah, you put the caliper on. Okay, so you put the caliper on, and then you slide this in, I guess. But anyway, so I just took the punch and a little hammer. Or maybe it goes the other way. I don't really know. All I know is this is dumb. This is a dumb design. And this slides out. The bolt, this little bolt right here. I believe it was a 1/4 inch. And anyway, take that out of there. And then you just punch this out, slide it out, and the rotor caliper came off. So these rotors are pretty trash. I'll do a comparison between those rotors, those calipers. Here in a little bit. I just want to get this side off. Make sure I'm on the same page all the way around. But yeah, here's that piece. You take this piece right here and you punch it or hit it. It slides out. This little spring thing right there pops out, and then it'll either drop down or whatever. But yeah, and these rotors are bad. I guarantee they're way out of spec because I have a pretty good lip, probably about a 3/16 lip here on the inside. The inside's probably worse. So anyway, yeah, while I have it out, we're gonna put the leaves back in, because the front has to go back up because the wheels apparently the kid ordered, and that's good that the wheels are coming, because then I can put this together, drop a hub in there, and see if I need if the kid needs new lug studs. So anyway, let me get back to work. Oh yeah, little cart, pretty dope. Had that thing for about 8 months. Should have used it 8 months ago. But you know how that goes. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. This is going to be a long video. I'm just going to do little parts and pieces, whatever, so hang in there with me, guys. And yeah, I can drop links. I'll drop links for everything on the video. I buy everything on eBay. I don't do Amazon. I can't stand Amazon. And not an affiliate of Amazon, so I don't care. Anyway, alright, you guys should know that. Alright, I'll be back. There's the wheels, guys. It's the new World Square wheel. So apparently he ordered them from Wheel Pros, whatever they are. There you go. Don't know. I don't know what they are. They're a surprise to me. Anyway, I've been sandblasting some junk. Got this Shields sandblasted. So I'm going to install these. They should clear. I hope they'll clear. If they don't clear, then I might bend them. But I kind of want some Shields, because I have a feeling about these wheels. And we'll get to those when we get to those. But anyway, I need enough airflow back behind there. Yeah, so, and then sandblasted these bad boys. So anyway, got them all sandblasted. The hubs, I'm going to have to turn those hubs. Have to basically grind them down. I think 1/8 of an inch total. It says 0.125 something or other, 1253, 1258 maybe, which is about 1/8 inch. Because 0.25 is 1/4 inch, so half of 0.25 is 0.125. Because 12.5 plus 12.5 is 25.25. Amen. Yeah, so I'm gonna end up doing all new bearings. One side of the passenger side bearings, I believe, are probably brand new, but the races were not brand new. So figure I might as well while I'm in there. So this is one of the newer bearings. The bearing looks good. However, the race is a little chattered. So yeah. So I got the hub sandblasted, the shields sandblasted, and then I sandblasted this spindle because this one I could not get it to clean up. Anyway, this one I think is a brand new spindle. I believe it looks brand new. So sandblasted it. I painted this outside. Bearing's good. I did put duct tape, really tight duct tape, so no sand or nothing got inside there. So anyway, yeah, I got the mounts off. I'm gonna try to clean this up as best I can with what I can. Don't know how that's gonna go over. I did clean all the seals, so you have this little lip seal here. This little guide, I believe it's a guide. This thing was in backwards. I'll show you real quick. So whoever did this job. So that's a little lip seal. So when you're putting these together, you have this little taper. That taper has to go up against that taper because this is machined. So they don't do it square. They leave it a little tapered so it doesn't just break. Because if they did it square, if they did this when they turned it, this perfectly 90-degree angle to the axle shaft, that would just snap. So they leave a little taper on there. Anyway, it was on taper outside, but taper needs to go inside. And then the seal. That seal, pretend that you want to keep stuff in, so you do the lip to the outside towards the bearings. Because there is a bearing on the back side of these. There's a bearing right there. So anyway, yeah, I got that drawing. I gotta paint these. I'm gonna paint these right now with the same paint. I just figured I'd show you guys how it's going. I've been cleaning. Lug nuts or lug studs came out pretty clean with just purple power, or this super clean. I don't know why I keep calling it that. Super clean. Because it's purple. Anyway, then I have all the other stuff, all the internals for the locking hubs soaking in some super clean to hopefully get them clean. But anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna get back to it, and just wanted to show you guys. I sandblasted a bunch of junk to clean everything up, to paint it. I watched some videos where people just clean stuff. Like I used to clean stuff and then just brake clean it and then paint it. But now I got a sandblaster, and whatever I can fit in that sandblaster, if it's got grit, grime, rust, I'm sandblasting that junk. So anyway, I would highly recommend a sandblaster so you can clean brackets and stuff like that. I wish I could throw this whole axle in there, but I can't. I'm not. So I'm just going to scrub a dub, wash it real quick, and throw parts on. Yeah, so you'll see the next little thingy I did. So we'll be back. Alright guys, I got parts all cleaned, drying. This California heat will dry them pretty quick. Anyway, stuck about 2 pumps of grease back behind here. I'll show you in a second. One thing you need to do before you do anything, before you bolt this all up, you're gonna have to stick this bolt in. This bolt, this bracket here, you gotta pull it away, stick the bolt in, then put it back in. So if I were you, I would just, before you even put anything on, put this top brake bracket bolt in. And yeah, because there's no other way around it. So I'm just gonna button everything up, test fit everything, check everything out. Like I said, I'm gonna use this. Yeah, and go from there. So anyway, I'll show you on that stub where to grease, because there's a bearing in the back. I just put about a Let's see if that'll stay. I put about 4 squirts in the bearing. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I put a little grease back here because that bushing and everything line up. So yeah, all I can recommend is when you put that bolt on, or before you put that bracket on and the spindle, put that bolt on. So I'm glad I test fit before I tightened and torqued everything down. I kind of remember a video of another brake kit. Some people are doing the Duramax brake kit for the Dana 70, and I can't remember what year, like 05 to 08 front brake kit, and it requires you to turn the spindles down like over 1/4 inch, or sorry, the hubs. You got to turn the hubs down 1/4 inch. You got to cut the brake bracket that mounts to their mounts, and yeah, anyway, they're a lot more expensive, and it's just 2 pieces of plate stacked on top of each other. Like this one's bolts here, and then the other one bolts here with all your bolts and stuff, hardware, whatever. And it's not even that big of an upgrade. It's basically the same size rotors and calipers as the rear of this truck. It's basically like a, I don't know. It's bigger and better than the Dana 60, what it comes with, but cutting that brake bracket kind of worries me. And then you got to cut the caliper. You got to cut a little nub on the caliper, and I like to have warranties on stuff, so I would rather not alter stuff. So anyway, alright, I'm going to get back to bolting stuff together, and yeah, it's going to be a long video. Be back. Alright, so I got everything bolted up, the bracket and everything. One thing I do notice is that these bolts, I believe these bolts probably should be trimmed flush. Some people add washers. I don't want to add washers, because if you look at it, we're about maybe 3/8 of an inch, and I got about 3/8 of an inch here. So if I add washers, I'm going to be up against this block, and when I go to do brakes later, it's going to be a pain. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably just get the grinder in here and just shear those off. Both of those, I got everything bolted up, torqued down. These are 78 foot-pounds. So yeah, so I'm going to cut these off. I do have to take it back off again anyway. That's why I'm going to cut them off right now, or cut them off with a grinder. Come in here, cut it, cut that one, and then I got to take it off to put the rotor on. And oh, look at what upgrade I got. So I don't know if you remember, the Rough Stuff sent me the wrong brake lines. I upgraded to stainless steel or steel braided brake lines, and they shipped me just rubber ones. So what do you know, they work here. So you do have to get a different banjo bolt. So banjo bolt, calipers, rotors, brackets, and then these big old caliper mount bolts, and then you have to get these turned down 1/8 of an inch. So anyway, here's the rotor comparison. So obviously this is flat. This stuff's just super hot. So anyway, we're about 1.5 inches taller. So a knuckle's 1 inch. So we're 1.5 inches taller. Alright, let's see. Oh man, this stuff is hot. Can you stand up for me? Whew. Stay there like that. Oh man. And of course I'm gonna knock it over. So thickness, it's pretty much the same thickness. So anyway, yeah, so just so you know that these, let me take a breath for a second. these hubs, this diameter, man, that crap's hot. So barely wants to fit in there. So you need to turn this down to, oh man, it's hot, 1/8 of an inch. So anyway, turn that to 1/8 of an inch. Could almost ask the brake shop if they can open this up 1/8 inch. But anyway, I'm gonna turn that down. This way, if we have to do rotors again, that's already done, and then I'll have to do that. But anyway, guys, it's hot out here. As you can tell, my fingers are red from just grabbing that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna try figuring out a way to turn those. I'm gonna call when I go into town tomorrow to pick something up, I gotta pick up a tool for those nuts, those axle nuts. And if I can get those tomorrow, I'm gonna take those hubs down there and see if the CarQuest can turn those, if they can do them the way I'm asking. I don't see why not, but I don't know, people are lazy these days. They have lathes and brake rotor turning machines that can do all kinds of fancy schmancy stuff, and yeah, whatever, people are just lazy. Alright guys, if not, then I'll figure it out. I'll do it myself. I'll press the races in. My plan is to press those races in, and with my race seal driver, my race driver set, I'm going to use one of those on either end, on either side of the hub, up against the races. And then I got a long bolts, like 12-inch long bolts, and I'm going to stick them in my drill press and let that thing go merry-go-round as I stick a grinder next to it with a flap wheel and just anyway. Yeah, once I get it set up, if they don't do it for me, once I get it set up, I'll show you guys. Anyway, alright, back to it, back at it. I might have to go inside. Alright guys, I think this is probably the most ghetto I've ever been. So here's my lathe. So I have this chucked up in this drill, moves all over the place, and as it's spinning, I'm holding this grinder basically on edge. Flap wheel didn't work that great, so I'm using a grinding stone. Anyway, yeah, pretty ghetto, but it works. Ended up having to do 3 different cuts on the bolt to make a triangle for the teeth on the chuck to bite, because when they were biting on the threads, it just kept falling out. And instead of using the chuck key, I'm using a punch inside there with some channel locks on here to tighten it super tight. And then I just keep test fitting it here and there. So anyway, yeah, I think I've been doing this for like maybe 2 minutes, and I just got a little bit more to go, and then I got to do one more. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do, you know what I mean? Alright guys, we'll show you guys how it is once they're both done and once my hams are clean. I'll be back. Alright guys, so this is my ghetto little setup. Got the other one done. It does fit in the disc. So basically what I do is sorry for the wind, pound the racing on this side, pound this racing on the inside way in there. And then I have this, I think that's a 6-inch bolt, 6.5-inch bolt. And then let's see if I can't show you guys how I notched it. So did a little triangle. So, and then what I do is this bearing goes on the back side, That seal driver fits pretty snug in there. This one fits inside this race. And obviously I gotta beat the races in there. And then go to town. So that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna put this one together. I gotta do it with a respirator and some earmuffs because it's loud and getting some black boogers in my nose. So anyway, gonna get to it. Just want to show you guys how that all works. Alright guys, it's the next day obviously. It's been a mess. I've been all over the place. Meaning cleaning this to get the welder card out. Cleaned all this in here so I can paint it all. Got the headlights out. Gonna be sticking halogen headlights in. Anyway, here we go. Right there is the 4th gen big brake swap. So new bearings, new seals, grease, cleaned, everything. So the only thing I need me a banjo bolts. So yep, got those on order. Those should be here tomorrow. 2 banjo bolts. Yeah, so pretty much everything went right on once I got the spindle. Once I got this spindle turned down, they right in this rotor. Everything's in, everything's greased, smooth as hard butter. Anyway, not sure if it's windy or what the deal is, but so yeah, so everything inside there, the locker is completely clean, tore apart. Cleaned the other one to get it ready. The only thing I'm waiting on is the other race. Bearings, everything came today. I did press the lug nuts in, or lug studs in. One thing you do have to do, took a 7/16 drill bit and went about, I don't know, quarter, 5/16 deep on the backside. Oh, that's right. I'm waiting for one lug stud because the one I had was broken. Not sure if you can see in there, but yeah, it was what do you call that? Knurled. Anyway, all the way through that hole. So yeah, I ended up drilling it down about a 1/4 inch, 5/16 of an inch, because these, I gotta see if I can find one. These lug studs are, they have a little lip on them. There's a big mess. Oh man, right here. So this was a broken one. So you see that lip right there. That lip right up against here. That is 11. Man, it's windy. Let me get back in the garage. That's 11/16. So you do have to drill that down so that can fit. Stuck it in the press, pressed all the lug studs in, and as you can see, back to a mess again. So I think mechanics, when they get paid, they should include a cleanup fee too. How this thing works. Cause anyway, yeah. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. It's the brake kit. I'm just cleaning everything. It's just I've been cleaning parts, waiting for the races and the bearings to get here. They got here. There's a door panel. Another deal I've been dealing with. And moved the door back. Welded all the holes. We'll have to do some body work here, but welded all those holes. Oh yeah, I welded welded that big hole that was for the mirror, welded the other little tiny holes, bolted that mirror back up. I did weld this panel in, the speaker panel. That's welded in, and then what I did was I put some like sound deadening stuff on the door. But anyway, just been busy today. So, alright guys, that's going to be it for the video. That's the, sorry I went into all the other stuff. Maybe I'll cut it out, but anyway. That's the 4th gen big brake kit install. From single piston to dual piston. From, I don't know, I think it's a 12.5 inch rotor to 14-inch rotor. And yeah, the banjo bolts will be here tomorrow. The other race will be here tomorrow. I could reuse one of the other races, but I don't like to reuse it with new bearings. I like to have new bearings, new races. So anyway guys, yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of machining with my vertical mill. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna post this video, edit it, do whatever I gotta do. Alright, we'll see you in the next video guys. Stay tuned for something. I guess unboxing the wheels, or maybe we'll just throw the wheels on tires and throw them on the truck. Anyway, see you on the next one. Later.